Australia is a land of spiders. From the jungles to the eucalyptus forests, just about everywhere you look, you have a pretty good chance at spotting one of these eight-legged creatures. But just how does that make you feel? Perhaps you, like many people all over the world, are afraid of spiders, and the idea of going to a place known for its spiders sounds like your worst nightmare. Well, today I'm setting out to find out just how scary Australia's spiders truly are, and just how likely they are to harm us on our adventures down under. Why? Because that's my job. My name is Jack, and I've dedicated my entire life to traveling all over the globe to find the strangest and most dangerous creatures alive. I'm willing to get in close where others wouldn't dare in order to uncover and share the truth about even our most dangerous and misunderstood creatures. Today I'm headed deep into the rocky forests of eastern Australia on the mission to learn more about Australia's iconic spiders. Are they really something you should fear? Let's find out. Now, typically when people think of Australia, one of the first things that comes to their mind is perhaps spiders. Australia is well known for a fantastic array of not just large, but venomous spiders as well. But what I want to know is, are we right to fear Australia's spiders? Yes, many are potentially very large or very venomous, but what does that mean for you and for me? In today's video, we're going to do a deep dive into many of the fantastic spiders that call the lovely continent of Australia home to see if we should really be as scared of these animals as we are, or perhaps we have the wrong idea about these creatures. So let's get cracking and let's see if we can discover the truth about Australia's fantastic spiders. While most spiders do indeed possess venom, the vast majority of the near countless species are still completely harmless to us humans. Spiders use their venom to procure and digest their prey, and they aren't as quick to waste this precious resource as you might believe. Additionally, the vast majority of spiders I've encountered in my life have been quick to flee the first second that they feel threatened. Let's take a close look at one of Australia's most iconic spiders, the redback, to find out more about spider behavior. Now check out this beautiful spider. This is the Australian redback spider. As you can see, they've got that lovely little patch of red on the back. Now these are a widow spider, Latrodectus hasseltii. That is the scientific name of this lovely little spider here. And maybe you've heard that genus before in some of my previous videos, Latrodectus. Those are the widow spiders. So the species I took a bite from was the southern black widow, which is Latrodectus mactans. And those are the ones that we have in my home state of Texas, along with a handful of other species. But this is a true widow spider, meaning it is capable of a very serious bite. Now, the Australian redback spider is actually a little bit more venomous than our native widow spiders back in the States. So a bite would likely be more severe on average. Although it's unlikely to die from one of these spiders, take it from me, a widow bite is no walk in the park. The redback spider is a venomous spider found throughout Australia, equipped with a potent and powerful neurotoxic venom. Although not likely to kill you, their venom can cause excruciating effects for hours or even days. Luckily, these spiders are incredibly nervous animals that flee the second that they feel they're in danger. Now, you may be asking yourself, if these spiders are so non-aggressive and quick to flee, how do bites even happen in the first place? Well, in almost every case, bites occur as the spider is accidentally pinned against the skin. Now, this can happen while putting on shoes or clothes that have been left out, or by accidentally leaning against a redback's web. It's important to keep an eye out for these spiders in their range, as they aren't out to bite, but will not hesitate to if they feel attacked or squished. So, should we fear the redback spider? No, just be mindful if you're near them. Now, Australia's spiders aren't just dangerously venomous species. There are other mildly venomous species like this gigantic huntsman that get very, very big. And although the bite from these spiders is not dangerous, I can understand maybe why people are a little creeped out. The reason I'm not opening this container is not for my safety, folks. It's not even for Mr. Spider's safety here. The reason why I'm not going to open this container is because this animal is so incredibly, wickedly fast that it would immediately get away. It would crawl into my hand, jump off, and scurry about 100 meters in the opposite direction. This is an incredibly fast spider and can easily get into a crack or a crevice or anything like that. You can see these animals hold themselves very flat. And so they're able to just kind of squeeze into tiny little cracks and rocks and things like that in order to get away from predators. But these are not animals to be worried about, folks. This is an animal that will flee at the first sign of danger, flee at the first sight of a human being. Not one that you need to worry about being bitten by. But these are just such unbelievably interesting and cool little huntsman spiders. The huntsman spiders of Australia are large, yes, but very skittish and quick to flee. You're not likely to be bitten by these spiders, and they aren't likely to stick around if they see you coming. Although they might look a little creepy, there's nothing to worry about with these arachnids, and although they do possess a venomous bite, it is not dangerous to humans at all. Huntsman spiders rely on their large size and agile hunting strategy to chase down and procure their prey. So their venom is fairly weak compared to our other spider friends we're filming today. So, should you fear the large huntsman spiders of Australia? Not in the slightest. Now, folks, take a look right here. This is easily one of the most iconic and well-known arachnids here in Australia. This is the infamous, the deadly venomous Sydney funnel web spider. Now, these animals are known all around the world for their potent toxic venom that interacts somewhat heavily with the primate biology, meaning that, folks, you and I are especially susceptible to the venomous bite of this spider. Where a dog or a cat might be able to ride a bite out, us, chimpanzees, other primates, could easily be killed by a spider even of this size. This is not the maximum size that these spiders can get. They can actually get much larger than this. But this is the largest one we've been able to find this whole trip, which is quite surprising because although this is a fairly good time of year, the larger ones seem to be nowhere to be found. But just take a look at the fantastic little threat display of this lovely spider. This animal's letting me know, hey, I'm dangerous, I'm venomous, don't mess with me because I could easily ruin your day. But check that beautiful spider out. The Sydney funnel web is renowned for being one of the deadliest spiders on Earth. With a powerful venom and defensive demeanor, these arachnids are a true force to reckon with. These large, robust arachnids are megalomorphs and belong to a more primitive group of spiders that includes things like tarantulas and trapdoor spiders. The Sydney funnel web is one of the few species of spiders on Earth capable of potentially killing a human being, which could strike fear into the heart of even those who don't struggle with arachnophobia. But wait a second. Jack, are these spiders going around and killing all the time? I'm glad you asked. Since the development of antivenom some 40 plus years ago, not a single person has lost their life from the bite of these spiders. Additionally, bites don't really even happen as much as you'd think. These spiders spend the vast majority of their lives completely underground in their signature funnel-shaped web burrows. During the warmer months, though, males mature and leave their burrows to search for females to mate with. This is when it becomes dangerous. Male funnel webs have a more dangerous bite, and now with their nomadic search for females, can come into contact with people much easier than they otherwise would have. Not to worry though, these are spiders after all. Steer clear of any males you see wandering, and of course check all shoes left outside for unwanted visitors before you put them on, and you should be completely safe. Just because these spiders are potentially dangerous, this doesn't mean that they are actively trying to harm us. So should you in fact fear the Sydney funnel web? Perhaps more than the other spiders in today's video, but not as much as you might have thought. Although Australia is renowned for its dangerous and plentiful populations of spiders, in my opinion, there's really no reason to go out of your way to fear these animals. Although many of them are dangerously venomous and even defensive in nature, these animals, first and foremost, want nothing more than to be left completely alone. And by leaving these animals alone, it's very, very easy to avoid a negative confrontation with them. So my friends, I hope that you learned something about the wonderful and fantastic world of Australian spiders. I hope maybe I was able to alleviate a little bit of fear for you all. Although I understand, I really do understand. Although I personally love spiders. I get how they can be creepy, I get how they can be scary, and I get how they can freak people out, especially the ones here in Australia. But I just want to emphasize once again that these animals, they're not here to hurt us. That's not their intention. That's not the reason they exist. They exist to perform powerful and important targeted roles in their respective ecosystems. These are important predators of other insects. These are important predators of other invertebrates. And they are a food source for many of the other animals out here that we do maybe like a little bit more than spiders. So they are incredibly important members of these ecosystems, and we need every last component, every piece in the puzzle of these lovely wild spaces for them to continue to survive and thrive as they have for millions and millions of years. So my friends, thanks so much for tuning in today. It's all the time I got for you. We're headed out to film more stuff, so I have to leave you now. But I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope to see you next week with the next upload. But if I don't see you, until then, please take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.